Okay, today we are going to be creating some color monsters. And here are just a few that I have already created. They are pretty simple, but I want you to notice a few things about them. Notice the way that they have different expressions, and the expressions match the color of that emotion. Now, in red, oftentimes we use red for things like passion or anger or mad, right? Look, I have a whole list of them here. Red can be danger, it can be anger, it could be passion. Orange could be shock, it could be surprise, it could be playful, it could be confident. Yellow, happy, fun, joy, silly, excited. Green, peace, calm, creative, disgust. Blue, sad, lonely, trusting, tired. Purple, fear, worry, confusion. Pink, friendly or loving, okay? And these are just a few examples. You might even come up with even more, but notice that these specific colors have certain emotions attached to them. Now, we are going to pick the color that matches the emotion for our monster. So if you're using something like red, you probably are going to make an anger monster. If you're picking something like orange, maybe you make a surprise or a shocked monster. Today, I'm going to be showing you on this yellow guy. You also have this piece of paper, and let's get started. The very first thing that I am going to do is I am going to create an arch or a rainbow line that fills up almost my entire sheet of paper. It's okay if it's a little wonky because this guy is not standing still as a statue. I'm going to add some ears. And on this side of my paper, I'm going to write my name and my class code. Then, after I do this, I am going to cut this out. I'm going to follow that line. Remember, my thumb goes in the small hole of my scissors. I'm going to follow that line around and don't accidentally cut off your ear. Turn it out. And please try to remember that I can turn my paper and make my job a lot easier. Put that lazy hand to work. Okay? You don't have to turn your scissors because then you might accidentally turn your scissors towards yourself, and that's not safe. So my name and my class code is on the side where I drew the outline. Then I'm going to flip this over to the other side, and I am going to create some texture. Remember, texture is the way something feels or looks like it feels. So here, I want to make it look like my monster has some fur or some hair all over his body. This should not take you very long. Don't spend a ton of time focused on this step. Okay? I've created some texture all over the surface. From here, I'm going to take this white sheet of paper. I'm going to cut off a very thin rectangle along one of these edges. You are going to set this piece aside for later. After this, you are going to fold this paper in half, crease it, and you are going to draw a circle or something close to a circle. It could be an oval. And I'm going to cut that out while it is still folded in half. And the reason that I am doing this is because when I unfold it, I'm going to have more than one eye. I'm going to have two, and they're going to be the same size and shape. Okay? Now I'm going to set those on there. I'm going to give myself some pupils, and I'm going to glue them down. Now, when I add glue, I don't want to add glue to my monster. I want to add it to the small piece of paper that I plan to stick on top. And I do that so that I don't have extra glue squeezing out the outside. So instead, I'm going to add it all over the eye and stick it down to my monster. Now, before I continue talking about what we do to this guy, let me point some things out to you that I think are kind of important. Here you can see I have monsters of all different varieties of color, and they all have pretty much the exact same expression right now. But I am going to do something here that is going to completely change that. All these faces are pretty much the same, not if you agree. Good. Okay, so here we go. Okay, I want you to realize that all of these guys have basically the exact same expression until I decide to add eyebrows, right? I would think that eyebrows are probably pretty important for expression. If I want to make a guy look confused, I can do that. All I have to do, that's my mouth. That's funny. So all I have to do in order to make him look confused is change the eyebrows. Okay? It's that simple. So pay attention to those things when you go to draw your own facial expression. In this case, again, I want to do something that is either happy or funny or silly. Okay? So in this case, I'm going to add eyebrows up here. And when I do, I want to make them really bushy, just like on our color monster. And something like this. Right? After this, I'm going to add a mouth. And on my mouth, I want to make sure it is nice and bold. Again, you want it to stand out against all that texture in the background. Now here, I saved this rectangle for a reason. My monster has some teeth. And in order to make teeth, all I have to do is tilt to the left, tilt to the right. Tilt to the left, tilt to the right. And what I get when I do that are these little triangles. Okay, and so I'm going to add some glue onto my triangle and stick it down. After this, I am pretty much completed with my color monster. If there's something else you think it should have, add it, okay? And remember, it should really, really show the difference between those emotions for each color.